Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of history's greatest tragedies, a story so monumental it's become a legend: the destruction of the Library of Alexandria. For centuries, we've pictured a single, catastrophic fire, a moment when all the knowledge of the ancient world went up in smoke. But what if I told you that story is mostly a myth? The real story is far more complex, more tragic, and holds a powerful warning for us today. So grab a seat, because we're about to debunk the myths and uncover the heartbreaking truth about how humanity lost its greatest treasure. Let's start with the most common image: a magnificent building, a single library holding every book in the world. The truth is, the Library of Alexandria wasn't just one building, it was a massive research complex. More like a modern university campus. It included the main library, the Mausoleum or Shrine of the Muses, and a smaller daughter library located at the Serapeum Temple. It wasn't just a place for storing books, it was a vibrant center for scholarship, invention, and debate. The greatest minds of the ancient world, like Archimedes, Euclid, and Eratosthenes, walked its halls. They weren't just reading, they were creating the foundations of mathematics, astronomy, and geography. It was the world's first true think tank, funded by the Ptolemaic kings of Egypt, who wanted to collect all the world's knowledge under one roof. Now for the second big myth, that the library was burned down in a single, epic fire, usually blamed on Julius Caesar. We've all heard this story. Caesar is in Alexandria, gets caught in a battle, sets fire to enemy ships, and the flames accidentally spread, consuming the library and all its wisdom. It's a dramatic tale, but it's not the whole picture. Yes, in 48 BCE, while fighting in Alexandria, Caesar's forces did start a fire. Ancient writers like Plutarch mention that this fire destroyed warehouses near the docks. Some of these warehouses may have contained scrolls, perhaps tens of thousands of them, waiting to be processed and added to the library's collection. This was a significant loss, no doubt, but it wasn't the end. The library itself, the main institution, survived. Scholars continued to work there for centuries after Caesar's time. So, while Caesar's fire was a blow, it was just one chapter in a much longer, sadder story. It wasn't the knockout punch that legend makes it out to be. The idea of one single event is a simplification. The reality was a slow, painful decline. This brings us to one of the most heartbreaking parts of the story. The myth is that we know what was lost: a bunch of old scrolls. But the truth? We have absolutely no idea what we truly lost. And that is the greatest tragedy of all. The library was estimated to hold hundreds of thousands of scrolls, maybe as many as 500,000. But what was written on them? We can only guess. We might have lost advanced astronomical charts that mapped the stars with incredible precision. Perhaps there were medical texts detailing surgical procedures or herbal remedies that were centuries ahead of their time. We know the librarian Eratosthenes calculated the Earth's circumference with less than a 1% error. How? His full methods and data were likely detailed in scrolls that are now gone forever. There are hints of early steam engines and pneumatic devices developed by Hero of Alexandria. Was this the beginning of an ancient industrial revolution? We'll never know. The library may have held the first crucial steps toward modern science, the missing links in our history of knowledge. The loss isn't just about the scrolls themselves. It's about the unknown futures they might have unlocked. So if one fire didn't destroy it, what did? The fourth myth is that a single enemy is to blame. But the truth is much more disturbing. Everyone had a hand in it, and it happened slowly, over centuries. The library didn't have one villain. It had many. It wasn't a single event, but a death by 1,000 cuts. After Caesar's fire in 48 BCE, the next major blow came into 70 CE. The Roman Emperor Aurelian, during his war to retake the city, destroyed the royal quarter of Alexandria, where the main library was located. This attack likely obliterated what was left of the original institution, but the scholarship continued at the daughter library in the Serapeum. Then in 391 CE, another blow. Amid rising religious tensions, The Roman Emperor Theodosius I ordered the closure of all pagan temples. A Christian mob, encouraged by the local patriarch, descended on the Serapeum and destroyed it, and with it, the library inside. This was a devastating act of cultural vandalism. Finally, by the time of the Arab conquest in 640 CE, there was likely very little left to destroy. The legend of the Caliph ordering the scrolls to be used as fuel for bathhouses is almost certainly a much later fabrication. The library was already a ghost. It didn't die in a blaze of glory. It died from neglect, from budget cuts, from political instability, and most of all, from fear. Fear of knowledge, fear of ideas that challenged the status quo, and fear of the past. This leads us to the final, and perhaps most important, myth to debunk: that the library's loss was a sad event, but didn't fundamentally change the course of history. The truth is, its destruction likely set human civilization back by centuries. Think about it. What if the knowledge within had survived and been built upon? We might have had telescopes 1,000 years before Galileo, allowing us to understand our place in the cosmos far earlier. We could have understood germ theory in the 1st century, saving millions of lives from plagues and diseases. The steam and air-powered devices of Hero of Alexandria could have kickstarted an industrial revolution during the Roman Empire. We might have harnessed electricity centuries before Edison. The fall of the library wasn't just the loss of books, it was the collapse of the world's first and greatest scientific community. It was the extinguishing of a culture of curiosity, critical thinking, and collaborative innovation. In modern terms, it was like deleting the entire internet and all its servers. But in one ancient city, humanity had to painstakingly rediscover so much of what was lost. Most monuments we admire are built of stone and mortar, but humanity's greatest monument was built from ideas. The Library of Alexandria was a testament to our species' thirst for knowledge, and its story teaches us a simple, powerful lesson: knowledge is fragile. Civilization doesn't advance automatically. It thrives when we protect free inquiry, when we cherish our intellectual heritage, and when we foster curiosity. It collapses when we allow fear, politics, and dogma to dictate what is worth knowing. The story of Alexandria is not just a relic of the past, it's a warning for the future. If we forget how easily knowledge can be lost, we risk repeating the same mistakes. We risk letting our own modern libraries, our universities, our scientific institutions, our free press suffer a similar slow, tragic decline. Thank you so much for watching. If this story made you think, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Let me know in the comments what you think the world would be like if the library had survived. See you in the next video.